Hey, good evening. Okay, we'll see how this goes. Pack 22.
Let the games begin.
I feel like I'm the only one that sends you that message when you go live. Maybe. I see your name a lot.
Greetings. Ah, hello there.
All right, so this is a cool deck. I just kind of made it. After looking at some of the more aggressive decks in the meta game right now, and I've always kind of want to try Control Mage with that Reno. I decided that if I use two mirror images, I might be fine against aggro because a lot of like Pirate Warrior and Zeus using Leroy as finishers. And I also tried pretty hard to do double Arcane Blast. So if I don't have, even though I don't have healing in this deck, like I'm trying to basically lock down the game or the board cheaply so I can get the minions out. Mirror Images and Arcane Blast are both 1 mana spells. I'm running a lot of spell power minions in this deck. This so I can go like double Doomsayer and double Frostbolt. Two Flame Strikes, like really important cards that you can't really use with Reno. Or Mage Bruise. What is that? Horde. Wait, how did you get that icon on Twitch? Warcraft on Twitch TV. On video. How did I get a side? Oh, interesting. Horde Alliance. Oh man, I see. Well, it looks like I'm in really good shape this game. I can't actually get through this. Cold Sorcerer Blast is 4/5. Can't really get through. I can attack first, Cold Sorcerer. I think my best play here is just to play Drake. I mean, if I want to play like really safe, I can do Nova into Flame Strike, but that's not really good. Actually, there might be no reason to not attack here since I freeze it. I'm mostly scared of Ravaging Ghoul plus Battle Rage, something like that. Pretty likely scenario actually, but we can get that. Okay, that's pretty good. We can just even if it draws a lot of cards, we can just trade so well, like card for card, like Flame Strikes 4/1 him.
My blade be thirsty.
I played a no mage, so I'd have to be Alliance. Okay.
Perhaps.
Just gonna go ahead and set up for Flame Strike. My other play is the AI plus Cult Sorcerer blast this. Thing is, Cult Sorcerer dies very easily to the slime anyways, and then the scary thing is that he plays stuff that's not in Flame Strike range. He's using that card. Could be scary. I have so much stuff to do. Another play I had this turn was to freeze again and play Twilight Drake, and then try to Flame Strike next turn and overcommit. But he can play like, at 8, he can play stuff like Rag, which would make my plays weird. Like, I want to have mana deal with Rag. Flame Strike isn't enough. I might need to just find some other answers. Plus, I have a lot of stuff I want to do, like Harrison next turn, especially if I'm holding a weapon. It's just, I just want to get that 7 mana out of the way with Flame Strike, so I don't have to do that next turn.
Let the pain speak to me. My blade be thirsty.
Probably going to take some tempo here. That's a really good draw.
That belongs in a museum.
Let's make magic.
Since we don't have Fireball or Polymorph, we're scared of really big threats here. Otherwise, though, we can just win this game in a couple turns. We have Mirror Image, and then Frost Nova. So, like, double Drake, Mirror Image, Frost Nova, and they just keep hitting him in the face while he's frozen. It's pretty easy to see how I can kill him.
Perhaps.
I'm gonna start pushing in damage and Flame Strike next turn. I'm not gonna Mirror Image here because he has a Pyromancer up. Kind of easy for him to play like a Whirlwind spell with the Pyromancer to deal 2 damage to my images. So I'm just gonna not play that and save for Flame Strike Image next turn.
Armor made to fit.
I can actually win this game through Fatigue. He's a Patron Warrior. I still expect some amount of big threats, maybe Ragnaros and Grom, but as long as I save the image and try not to get into Grom range, it should be fine. Also, we have Spell Power and Cabal's Tomb, so I need to find an answer for second Patron still. That's his last execute. Once we get this Blizzard, we should be fine. I don't think we pressure his life total anymore. We're trying to win this game through like fatiguing him out, killing all his threats basically. I feel like mirror image is fairly valuable. Uh, I mean, it's not. I'm not sure if it's a misplay not to play the image here with the Doomsayer. With if I play image, it's 100% surviving since no executes. Here, it dies to Grom. I believe that's the main thing that would kill it.
Want it? I got it.
I might have to single target down some patrons or with some AoE. It's just there's nothing. I already have Polymorph and a Fireball. I don't need that many big removal against the patron deck. But Dragon's Breath, it's likely I can get a cheap one at some point for tempo. Maybe I should play Tomb to get 3 spells. Discover, it's like if you're only looking for one exact spell, it's the same odds. Because you get 3 spells either way with Conjure or Cabal's Tomb. And if I'm only looking for like an exact card like Flamestruck or Blizzard, like it doesn't really matter what the other two are. I like this Dope board a little bit more. Like as long as I get another Flamestruck or Blizzard, I should be fine against. I basically win because he can't kill me if I can kill his last patron. Blizzard, I still need spell power technically though. I didn't play this deck to rank 1. This was my first game with this deck. Played some Zoo. Yeah, leaving this board. Okay. That's actually a clear here.
Perhaps.
I guess the only thing I was thinking of was whether I want to use Blizzard, Fireball or Frostbolt. I was thinking of maybe even using a Fireball instead and saying the Frostbolt. But, I mean, there's no more patrons. There's, like, maybe another Bloodhoof Brave and Grom, so I think those are more Fireball things. There's some scenarios where you just want the mana, like the cheap freeze.
I wonder. I have an axe to grind. For the War Chief!
Armor made to fit.
Okay, that's good. I kind of maybe shouldn't have used the image that turn because of the whirlwinds. This is not a threat. I just need to kill his threats. So there's Grom. I have Polymorph. I'm not sure what else is in his deck. Should just about be Grom. Maybe some Whirlwind activators like Inner Rage, Whirlwind, stuff that combos with Patron, I'm guessing.
What now?
These things are good. That's why I even made this deck in the first place. This deck is basically because I think Mirror Image is a substitute for Reno, as weird as that sounds. It's like my favorite card right now after I thought about it. I looked at like the popular deck lists. I was watching the tournaments, the Onog one earlier today. I'm actually in that tournament, but playing tomorrow. Okay, that's interesting card to have.
You require my assistance?
This guy hates aggro. It's like Patron War with Brawl. You can't shatter. I try. It didn't light up.
Well played.
Aha! Aha! To battle!
Well played. Well played. I can wait no longer.
What do you think of Ronin here? I don't like it. I counted like
The games begin.
the only real control class right now is Warrior. Mostly mid-range and aggro decks. I counted like my amount of threats. I'm counting everything above 4 mana minions. 2 Drakes, Water Elementals, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 threats seems way more than enough without Ronin to beat a control warrior, especially with Emperor Archmage. So I need to be like Zoo, different, all kinds of shamans. You know, Rogue Ronin's gonna be way too slow against Hunter. A kind of useless card against Hunter.
Greetings.
It's like almost no matchup, so I would find it good, I guess. I'm gonna hold off on this Blood Mage. She can drop Acolyte, gives me a problem. Hello.
Let the pain speak to me.
Azure, these Drakes are my best execute targets in this list already. Like, they're my big, I guess Archmage, but that's okay. So Archmage and these are my biggest minions. I don't think it's worth it to AI here and get a bigger Drake, like a 410, because it's likely getting executed anyways. not too hard to predict, like when there are only 3 drops. Horde and Alliance. Warcraft movie came out, apparently. Is it out or is it just announced? Let me look it up. Warcraft movie. Wow. Oh, on June 10. It's in a week. 29% on Rotten Tomatoes. How's it already rated if it's not out? The critics, maybe? Okay, so if we were thinking of playing Mirror Image, because it's kind of hard to play against Patron where there's so much whirlwinds, we're definitely not thinking about it anymore after we get Frostwind and Doomsayer. It's okay, I'll still have to watch it. It doesn't matter how low it is, I don't have to watch the Warcraft movie. I want to see like Grom beating someone down with the inner rage Grom combo. What characters are in the movie?
For the war chief. The end is coming.
My matchup against Patron should be a lot better than normal Reno Mage, because I have double Flame Strike, which is huge. All these control cards I have more of. 2 Flame Strikes, 2 Novas, 2 Doomsayers.
What now?
I can actually be in trouble if he kills this, because I can't Flame Strike until turn 7, and I'll have to Flame Strike a non-Patron board. I mean, I'll still Flame Strike turn 7 if it's this many minions, like 8-10 power on board, but it's definitely scary if you can kill it. 1 Execute's gone. Emperor is just too good on 6 when I have a board lead. Because my deck is only limited by mana. I can just do stuff forever once I get the mana. Probably would have played Harrison if he didn't swing. After the swing, it wasn't that appealing anymore. There's still 1 more Fire War Axe in the deck.
I have an axe to grind. My blade be thirsty.
Do I have Blast? Okay, I do have Arcane Blast. And Blizzard. This is good. So we definitely need the spell power here. 5. That's perfect. I'm actually gonna save it because I feel like my board, he has the AoE already. Like, I feel like he has the Whirlwind and Patron already, and then I'll Flame Strike and play an image after. I don't feel it's particularly important to protect from weapons. Well, first of all, the images wouldn't protect him from weapons anyways if he's playing double Whirlwind this turn. And I'm not in Grom range yet. Do you watch competitive Dota? No. I don't play Chronicle or RuneScape Legends. I heard someone tell me that before. It's not me.
I wonder. I must choose.
Oh right. Also, he's running Brawl, so definitely no mirror image here. I almost forgot about that.
The fight calls me. Do you like to play with fire?
We'll see if we can actually not use our Flame Strike here. It's only 2. That way we can save the Flame Strike. Just need one more burn spell. I'm just gonna pressure him. He's on 3 cards. He can't really set up another patron ever this game great, I feel, because patron can't draw with 3 cards, right? You need Bell Rage to draw, and you can't really set up Bell Rages in these scenarios. I feel like you need to like combo out Bell Rage in a way too. Like even Bell Rage is kind of a combo card. It's really hard to get a good Bell Rage with just 3 deck top deck mode to even create another board of patrons. And I have Froststone Doomsayer after. I'd rather not Froststone Doomsayer this turn, save Flame Strike for patrons, just because he's so low in cards. I'd rather just pressure him. If he does want to take over the board, I can try this again later. And I can just draw my second Flame Strike or Blizzard.
I wonder. I must choose.
You'd like heal. There is no heal, though. No more heal bot.
Get in here.
You require my assistance.
Who's up for an adventure?
I have an axe to grind. Well played. Well played.
Aha! Aha! Battle!
Basically, like, there's no more source of healing that's relevant enough. Like, you're not gonna beat, like, a Face Shaman or something just because you run an Earthen Ring Farseer. It's just not gonna save you, right? From, like, Doomhammer and stuff like that. So actually, like, because I can't, I just have no options. I like to have some heal. The reason why I think this deck might be okay is because of the mirror images. I think maybe not against like Doomhammer because image isn't that great there, but against Pirate Warrior or slash like Face Warrior and against Zoo, image should be fine. And Zoo's not really that much about healing anyway, it's more about board control. But yeah, we can lock down Leroy Charge with Mirror Image once we AoE the board and get control. Part where Image is insane, like they're relying on Arcana Reaper, upgrade, things like that. Well, we have a 4-drop and 5-drop. If we ping here, Frostbolt on turn 3, we might be able to snipe something better, but there's... like, Totem Golems don't die. And I might top deck a 3-drop. Plus, this deck's not really known for... like, high-quality minions. Not too much, especially just immediately that turn. I feel like pinging his face is better. I mean, since I don't have healing in Reno, I am going to have to race him at some point. Racing him is really important.
Interesting.
I have 3 freezes. Well, Nova, Blizzard into Flamestrike. That doesn't even clear. I might just do something weird like attack here.
Perhaps.
And attack again and try to strand the 7/7 against the 2/2s. And so I can play another minion.
The light protects me.
Because the problem is Blizzard and Flamestrike doesn't even clear the 9/7. So if I Blizzard 9/5, Flamestrike 1, I still have to trade here on that turn. I might just blast. Hope this absorbs the 7 for this turn. I probably have a better chance of racing him if I Blizzard instead of Fireball that. If I Fireball, I can develop another minion, but I'm losing the Fireball. I think I'll win on turn 9. It depends whether I can survive till then. Looks unlikely though. I think he'll kill me, not this turn, but next turn. Or this turn. Alright, I'm gonna get some water, beer back. I'm actually pretty unsure about the play where I didn't freeze the 7/7. If I blizzard that turn, the game would have been a lot different.
Medivh versus Thrall.
Let the games begin.
I only have one 3-drop. So the reason why I kept Blood Mage is if I don't have anything in Frostful, I play Blood Mage. If I Frostful turn 2, I still rather Blood Mage turn 3 than Hero Power.
It's getting hot in here.
So my deck is light on 3-drops. Good news is he's probably not an aggro deck if he's not coining out anything turn 1. Like, he still has his coin, so it's a very slow thing.
Adventure.
This was never used in mid-range though, so it is the face deck. He just had, I think he has Doomhammer and Flame Wreath Faceless. He must have a heavy opening then, if he's playing like that. Like, no mid-range deck would use Finley because it changes your hero power.
Get in there and fight, maggot.
I got a 450 donation from Zionair. I have been legend before. I'm grinding my ass off at the bottom of rank 20 because I'm trying to break the meta with a new deck idea. Do you have any advice for being successful outside of the meta? I mean, it's just there's no. You're just gonna have to work at it because being outside of the meta, like, it's not a good thing. It's there to have fun, right? So I'm assuming you're mostly doing it for fun. Like, you don't... You're basically giving up some competitive edge for what you want to do. So you're just going to have to work at it and be really good. The reason I'm doing this play is because he's, I believe, overloaded, so he can't play Doomhammer.
Don't worry, loves. The cavalry's here.
Interesting.
Wow, this is actually very weird. This is one of the hands I don't have anything to do. Like, I have no threats. So I think I'm going to save my Froststone Doomsayer. It's worth more. Froststone Doomsayer is worth more than the Flame Strike. I'm only taking 2 damage for it. I want to set Froststone Doomsayer up when I draw a threat. Laziness, thanks for resubbing. Welcome to the Strifecro. Doomhammer is like the worst enemy in this deck, I think. I have Harrison and Water Elementals, but it's gonna be hard, even with those cards. All I have is AoE in my hand. I'm not even gonna kill the 1/1 because I'm just gonna AoE again and again. Maybe I have too much control cards. I mean, this is the first time I played this list. You know, for a board control list like this, it might be better for me to do double Nova, double Flame Strike, no Blizzard. Blizzard's more for Freeze Mage. Because Nova buys time for Blizzard. Like, say you have a board. Like, say you play a big 4-drop that has a lot of life. My 4-drops have a lot of life for that reason. 6 and 7 life, potentially. Then I can just Nova once I get a board lead at some point into Flame Strike to clear.
Let the games begin.
And Flame Strike's more important than Blizzard because I actually have to clear with this list. It's not like Freeze Mage where you just Blizzard and start fireballing them in the face and freeze, and then you lose your blocks and you keep hitting them in the face with spells. Like, this deck needs to actually clear the minions forever, so I could see cutting a Blizzard for another draw card, like Loot Hoarder or Acolyte of Pain. It's almost certainly wrong to Image on turn 1 in any matchup. You want to basically, the way this deck works is Image is your late game taunts. So you want to clear the board with AoE and spells first. You're not like a tempo mage where you just snowball with Mirror Image and Sorcerer Apprentice Mana Worms. Wait, Shaman's a little bit different, right? Shaman is not like Zoo with Leroy and Warrior with Arcanite Reaper here. I think I'm gonna Image to taunt just the 6 damage. Actually, I see this being wrong because of the Twilight Drake. Maybe, I'm not sure. I do have another 1-drop. It's fairly reasonable. I guess I was thinking I Twilight Drake for 1 more than Warmental and Image, but also then I can't Arcane Blast, so it's okay, I think. I saved the Arcane Blast ping for a Flame Tongue Totem. It's important to have something. If I didn't have Blast, I can consider just dropping a Drake or Watermantle here.
The end is coming!
Maybe a Control Mirror, actually. If he swings here, at least it's frozen. But yeah, I'm seeing a lack of draw again. I feel like maybe +1 Acolyte somewhere.
There is a lot at stake here. You want it? I got it.
Counterspell is pretty good. Missiles allows me to convert 3 spells. Actually, I'm not at 10 next turn. I'm just gonna take Counterspell.
What to do?
That belongs in a museum.
There is little time.
This game is like basically a problem deck building. This deck's not running like it should. It's not running smooth. I have stuff to do. it shouldn't. I can't change that many cards. It's like one card at most. I feel one or two cards at most. Cause it's I don't actually feel like it's too off. I mean, my curve is pretty high already. My curve is pretty, like, I don't have that many things low. It's everything is mostly above 4. But the important thing is to keep cycling. Because just dropping 4, 4, 5, like, we're not trying to curve out. It's more about we're trying to cycle and combo out and control people. We're not going to win minion fights just by coining out War Elemental and playing a Twilight Drake. Without Harrison, I don't think we can beat Gorehal. And also Doomhammer. It's already... I don't think we can really beat Doomhammer that much anyways right now, but if we have Harrison on the Doomhammer turn, we can beat Doomhammer. Harrison against Gorehal is really realistic because it's a very slow matchup. But Harrison against Doomhammer, you're not really keeping Harrison against Shaman. You have to just get lucky.
Medivh versus Malfurion.
I must protect the one. Let the games begin.
Drake is my best 5-drop, but we have a lot of time to get 5 drops, and there's still a lot of incentive to get 2 and 3 drops. Like a Blood Mage Cold Sorcerer would be good, as well as AI and Acolyte. Okay, so the important thing is I think we do need to drop Mirror Image here and not save it for Archmage and Antonidas, because if we don't play Image here, we play Emperor in 6, it kind of helps protect our Emperor, which is probably more important than saving for Archmage. He's just running a lot faster than us is the problem here. Big Space Otter, thanks for resubbing. Welcome back to the Strife crew.
What to do? Interesting.
I don't see a way to make a comeback on tempo here.
I wonder. Well played.
We hunger for vengeance.
Checkmate. Well done.
It's not good against Druid. None of the Reno mages are good against Druid. I want to play some Zoo. And I think I need some rematches against mid-range Shaman to find out. Because as of right now, it's only good against Warrior in the meta. Good against Warrior, bad against Druid. It's bad against Aggro Shaman. I need to know whether it's good against mid-range Shaman and Zoo.
Medivh versus Valera.
Let the games begin.
We need 2 4-drops really badly against Rogue with Coin. I don't think King Azure Drake is good because those are likely turn 70 Frost Bolting as mid-range minions. And since I don't have prep like a Rogue, I can't like Azure Drake prep Frostbolt. It's probably going to be Frostbolt Ping. There's actually a small incentive to play Blood Mage here. Because if I play Blood Mage, I might get another 4-drop. We have a couple turns anyways. And I might just be able to play Blood Mage Frostbolt to kill his 4-drops. So it's a little bit more tempo gain there. Oh, that's a very interesting card. It doesn't really change our plays here, but in the near future, it might change how we use this Blood Mage. Because now we have an option of protecting Blood Mage, and if we can protect Blood Mage, the spell power is going to be worth a lot. With 2 Frostbolts in our hand and 2 Arcane Blasts.
So many wonderful poisons.
Reverend 3 Shoes, thanks for resubbing. Welcome back to the Strifecro. And I feel like probably going to play Mirror Image. Next turn we can Blood Mage. I feel like the Arcane Blast is worth more than the Frostbolt with Blood Mage. It's kind of why I use Frostbolt instead of Blast. It does 4 damage. And it's for 1 mana. That's the important thing. I'm not going to overcommit on these images due to Fan of Knives.
Do you want to buy a funnel cake?
The Brotherhood shall prevail.
Choose soon.
Conceal and Huckster. How do you get the Huckster? He's just using it. I'm not sure what list he's playing exactly. I feel like it's Miracle. It has to be Miracle with Prep Conceal. But I was thinking Enzoth after I saw this card. It might. It's. I think it's just standard Miracle, but with Huckster, no Enzoth, very likely. Or maybe he's playing Enzoth Miracle with a Conceal for Gadget. I don't know.
I wonder.
Okay, that's not good for us, but we're not dead. I feel like we just Frostbolt face of Flame Strike next turn for that. And plus he can't really clear a board. Anything that would increase our chances of this not hitting us in the face. Because this is likely his last turn to live and we might die here too. So this plays around Deadly Poison for half the removal and image. I guess it also just plays around Deadly Poison to kill us if he has like Backstab SI or Backstab Sap.
I get
Yeah, I mean, I agree with a lot of what's like people are saying in the chat and like been reading it. I definitely think Archmage Antinous is good though. It's just this deck it should like not run out of stuff to do, and you have Emperor and Archmage. When you say there's no execute targets, removal targets, there's 10 execute targets in this deck.
Let the games begin.
A druid whose name is Mage. I feel like Doomsayer is just... Probably rather keep Frostbolt than Doomsayer against druid. It's kind of a grinder style. I mean, you win through value, and if you can get tempo. Like theoretically, the way this deck works is when you take tempo from your opponent, you usually don't start off with tempo with this deck, but the moment you get tempo, you'll never run out of steam. Like you'll just be able to grind people out. And you should get tempo through cards like Froststone, Doomsayer, and Flamestrike. You can control people out, or you can just try to kill people.
More souls.
It has enough value to beat Controller easily. 10 big minions and like all the weird stuff, like maybe 4 or 5 fireballs with Archmage, Cabal's Tomb Conjurer. But that's the last match I'm worried about. It's more about how to beat like the variety of aggro / mid-range decks too. Which theoretically is like once you take board control through the Froststone Doomsayer combo or Flamestrike, then you... Mage just plays super well ahead when you're ahead. This guy has to be killed. So we messed up our mana curve this turn. I can't exactly just play Harrison and leave up Fandral. He's way too big of a threat.
Let's get moving.
That guy's actually a pretty big threat too. Let me think. That's not as dangerous as Fandral somewhat, but still dangerous enough. Okay, that makes it easy for me. Because the fact is we don't have AoE in our hand yet, like Flamestrike. And now we pick up a good card to play on turn 4 with the ping. If we had like an AoE card like Flamestrike in our hand, Emperor would not be completely unreasonable. Just because he can make another Kodo, but it'll just die to Flamestrike. kind of, not really. So he's running Fandral, Drake, Mulch, Ravenel. Okay, so it seems like a ramp druid and not a Cthulhu druid. Ramp druid against my mage is all about tempo. Especially drawing this AI, I'll have like enough steam to keep doing what I want to do. Just like him, he's running Nourishes and high mana curve. Our decks, like Mage and Druid, are very similar classes actually. They're both classes that like can spend their mana every turn for the whole game, compared to other late game classes like Warrior and Priest. I guess Mage, Druid, and Warlock are all similar in that way, where late game for like mid range / like control mages and druids. Well, Druid doesn't control. Let's just say for all like the mid range non-aggro decks for all these classes, you can spend all your mana the whole game. So it's more about tempo. Whereas your matchups against decks that don't do that, like Warrior and Priest, feel different. It's much less about tempo and more about like not committing to AoE. Okay, no spell power.
Interesting.
I think this makes the most sense. If you counter board just dying, it's a 2-1. Probably just count that as nothing. We just want to set the board up a little bit better for Archmage next turn. Oh, this is the Miracle list. Yogg and Malygos, probably. Ooh, that's gonna be... Okay, that's another issue with no Ice Block Reno. I don't even know if we can beat this deck, because Malygos is gonna get us. We need to basically tempo him down.
You require my assistance. Aha! Aha!
Just converting my blast into a fireball there. The blast damage is pointless. I'm probably already convinced that Reno is better just because there's all these like random matchups. These aren't super common decks, but Reno gives me such a better chance of beating like a deck like this with Reno Ice Block. I don't know if the difference is that much to have two of some of the cards I have. Oh wow, he got a Nosdormu? Oh no, he waited. Okay. I just saw the rope come down the moment he played Yogg. I kind of, for some reason, thought it was Nosdormu. Did I get hit for 0? So he drew like Innervator Moonfire?
is too full.
This actually didn't. Well, I'm probably dead, but yeah, it's actually better. Harrison plus Nova there. That way I can develop another minion, and like that's how Mage generally plays. That's why I like Control Mage a lot. You can do really cool stuff with Nova and minions. It's just there's never really been like Mage decks that really use Nova minions together very well. Because your minions threaten damage, and then you can like force them to commit more for Flame Strike. It's like one of the key concepts of Control Mage, even though it's not a common class. How do you win as a controller versus control priest with Elise or Enzoth? I feel like it's a hard matchup. I think the loss of Death Spite in that matchup is huge because it also loss of Death Spite is actually huge. I don't know. I mean, I guess the thing is you either want to pressure Entombs out very early, like just check with big minions immediately. There's some matchups. It depends if you're running Elise or not.
I am your nightmare.
Sometimes you just want to keep a high hand size in that matchup. And go for Elise and not play your big minions for Entomb, kind of. And then once you play the monkey, you'll Entomb is slow, because Entomb and then they draw like much later in the game. Okay, I'm lucky as Abusive. Abusive is the single most important card in this matchup. And I think against Zoomir, I've been actually playing a decent amount of Zoo, and the most important thing I noticed on the coin in Zoomir is if you do everything right in Zoomir, you can probably get a like 80% win rate in the mirror almost. Is if you have a coin, you need 2 1-drops. You always want to have 2 1-drops with the coin. And you always keep Forbidden Ritual. The most important cards are like Forbidden Ritual, Abusive Sergeant, and just trying to curve out super fast. Basically, Forbidden Ritual gives you like an insurance, because Forbidden Ritual is actually a like better 3-drop than Dark Shark Councilman in a way. Yeah, Ritual. See, Ritual just wins me the game on the spot here. Assuming he can't, like, Knife Juggler, and there's not even mana for that. Basically, if I play one big minion on 3, you can just PO or Abusive in, but once you play Ritual like this, there's not, like, they can't trade. 3/1/1 is actually better than a Dark Shark Councilman in Zoomir. Because once you win the small minion trade, you win. And plus, the reason why I said I win is because I have Direwolf, so assuming that I don't see any way he can clear more than 1 minion this turn realistically too much, and then I can just Direwolf and trade. Ran pretty bad on the pings though. Like, there's no AoE, you just do this and you keep the wolf in your hand, and then you just kill everything next turn. It's a ritual fight. Wow. It's not the end of the world for me here, because I can trade into Sea Giant cheaply. This is 4, 5, 6, 2. Although Imp Gang is good, so 1, 2, 3, 4 into this Imp Gang. That might be better. Abusive saves me 1 dude, and I get to play Voidwalker, which is also good, but I kind of like the other play. So we trade 4 into Sea Giant, 1 into the 2/2. But yeah, I'm not in a good spot actually. The only way to do this is to play everything here, because I won't have anything for abusive.
Buying or selling.
Unfortunately for me, I don't even have another ritual. This is bad. These have 2 life, so you can just trade for free. This at least trades with the 3/1.
My shield for Argus. Get in there and fight, maggot. My shield for Argus. Get it out! Get it out!
Let's see how long we can last. If we can dodge this. Okay, that's actually okay for us. Oh my, we can win here. Leroy PO. Maybe even... Oh, that should be lethal. I can even stop him from getting 1/1s. Wow, how do we win that game? I guess he kind of just... I had a big life lead early, is what happened, I think. I must have had a big life lead early, because he was hitting my face and we were still at the same life. And then also, he kind of blanked out after the Sea Giant some turns. Not too good, not too great. Yeah, that was insane. I didn't expect to win after the Sea Giant tentacles move.
Gul'dan versus Throw.
For
Your soul shall be mine.
My deck's actually a little bit light on 1-drops. Set to go hard for a 1-drop here. And abusive. 1-drop abusive is as good as 1-drop into like Direwolf for the most part, even if I waste 1 mana.
Greetings, friend.
Oh no. It basically depends whether the Direwolf 1 damage is enough. In minion fights, in these kind of like against Shaman and Zoos, you always go for abusive, basically. Like mull hard for abusive. It's the one card that changes the game drastically, like more than anything else. Gonna have to play this and trade this and then Imp Gang Boss is 2 damage to try to kill it.
The light protects me.
Imp Gang is still stronger here. Horse Ride kills this and trades for the Divine Shield. This does much better. Even against Flame Tongue, it's like the same result as like this is the same result as our Horse Rider with Flame Tongue. Without Flame Tongue, it's much better. Horse Rider is also a much faster card. You generally want to play your slow cards and then fast cards later.
Little time. Fight, maggot.
I feel like I'm gonna have to start doing some weird stuff here.
So many possibilities.
Don't worry, loves. The cavalry's here.
It's all about, well, this contests the board actually pretty well, and then if he trades well here, I'm basically trying to set up for a good juggler. Maybe if I get enough, it's hard for me to get that many juggles, but maybe I get Ritual, I get 3 juggles. Top decking, I can only get 1 juggle. I can get 2 juggles of the top deck if I get Peddler, I guess. Like, this Horse Rider is actually really scary for him. Just Divine Shield's worth so much here.
Did you bring some food? Flag rule!
How can I win this game? If I Juggler, Councilman. If I get a lucky ping trade, let's say these two are gone or these two are gone, he has 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He has around 8 power for me in best case scenario. Is that playable? Otherwise, I need to tap and play Councilman and see if I can get Ritual Knife Juggler next turn. I think I have to play. Okay, so Attacking Flame Tongue saves me 4 damage. Attacking this only saves me 3 damage. This is only a 3/4. It's only that big because of the Flame Tongues. It's actually a very good matchup for me, but I missed my 1-drop, which is huge, and his curve was actually pretty sick.
Gul'dan versus Garrosh.
Victory or death! Your soul shall be mine!
Warrior is actually different in a way against Zoo. You don't want to go for 2 1-drops. Well, it's okay. It's not mandatory. Warrior is more about curve. Like, against Zoo, Mirror, and Shaman, you want to curve out, like, 1-1, 2, 1-1-1. Like, as many ones as possible. Against Warrior, it's actually better to do 1-2-3 opening. A good opening against Warrior is actually a 1-drop, and then coin out 2-3 drops, Councilman and Imp Gang Boss. Imp Gang Boss is better to coin out. It's a better early minion, but... I feel like I can get away with this as 5 health on 3, and I can pump it to kill any 3-drop he plays. And PO Soulfire is important. Let's see what I draw first. I doubt I'm Soulfiring.
Get in there and fight, maggot!
My whole board is 2. That's kind of dangerous, but kind of okay. He needs like 2... I'm really weak to double Whirlwind effect soon. I don't know how long. I mean, Ravaging Ghoul Whirlwind's 4 mana. It's possible. Looks like it's not a big deal. Killed enough stuff.
Buying or selling.
Woodwalker saves are flame imp, so it's more worth it to take that one over the possessed villager. And in this kind of matchup, I'm almost always like, if I'm forced to play Ritual a turn, I'm gonna be life tapping with Ritual to have less 1/1s. The card is worth more than more 1/1s against the Whirlwind deck.
My shield for Argus.
Deal.
Ritual's kind of useless in this matchup, to be honest. Unless I have Juggler or Councilman. I'm just going to play it for 1. The way I lose already with this board is through AoE.
I have an axe to grind.
I just want to dump my hand as well. 4 plus 6 is 10 plus Leroy. Or yeah, we actually have lethal, but if we had 7 mana, it'd be lethal.
I wonder.
Okay, that's good.
You love my new recipe. Into the breach. Sever my wrath. Sever my
When I was playing off stream to get rank 1, I think I started from like rank 2. I just hit rank 2 from rank 3. And I played Zoo and I hit rank 1 in like 30 minutes. It was actually crazy. I think I went like 9 and 4 in 30 minutes. The Zoo games were just so fast, like 2 minutes per game. Because there's so many people playing other zoos and shamans, and the game is usually decided by turn 3. So people like concede on turn 4 a lot. It just depends, you know, how if you get far behind zoo mirror, zoo or shaman, especially if it's aggro shaman, no lightning storm, they just leave sometimes. Ooh, mage, I'm not sure. It's actually a little bit weird. Huh? Mage is like almost a hybrid between the early game and like it's almost a hybrid between keeping a hand against warrior and a hand against shaman and zoo. Because you just keep all 1-drops, so you can get blown up by some Flamewaker. It's actually really nice to have high health minions against Flamewaker, but it's also really important to kill like trade against their Mana Worm. I'd probably keep this hand. I have a hard time dropping a Peddler, even though I like to do this and just go for 2 1-drops plus Direwolf. I think I'm gonna go ahead and keep Peddler. I have 2 or 3 draws for a 1-drop. Otherwise, we can try something else. Turn 1 Peddler is not bad either, or just turn 1 Voidwalker still. Voidwalker is fine here with Direwolf, because he can't play a minion more than 2 health on turn 2. Not in the meta game, at least. Like, there's no 2 3s. Only 3 2s. Doomsayer I can't deal with anyways. I should put enough power here to deal with Doomsayer. I don't think he has Doomsayer though after not playing it.
Buying or selling.
That's actually pretty weird. Because Freeze Mage usually wants to do something turn 3, huh? Maybe I should have just taken the Wind Fury guy and coin him out. I was thinking because if I save my coin, I can play two drops. I think I made a mistake. Against Tempo Mage, it shouldn't be a huge deal, but against Freeze Mage, because they want AI in 3...
I wonder.
Put this apple on your head.
Oops.
Deal.
That's some bad positioning I did.
Deal.
As far as positioning here goes, there should, as long as you put both wolves in the middle, I don't think it makes any difference for the 3-1 to be on this side. Like swap the 2 wolves around. Should be exactly the same. That's so much damage we have. 10 from hand. Gormok is better. To play off curve than Leroy. It's more likely he snipes the Flame Imp than snipe the taunt. Generally, like against something like Warrior with Weapon, you would just put it here, but this is a bigger threat. The Flame Juggler or Flame Imp against the deck that's using spell removal. I was actually thinking of like a variety of corruption moves because I can corruption this. I can also corruption the mirror image to guarantee I can get 12 through with this PO. It's just there's no reason to play for all in when I'm still winning on board by this much, and he's still getting the turn of trading in Sorcerer Apprentice and he's getting the effect. So I don't like corruptioning there. That's another good matchup for me. Although I guess it's gotten more fair after Norubian Egg and Creeper. Those are like Mage's biggest enemies. I still think it's Tempo Mage is a dog against Zoo though. Because of abusive and more 1-drops. Also they lost Mad Scientist.
Victory or death! Your soul shall be mine!
I think I'm gonna go ahead and drop Abusive. It's like the best card in Zoo, but not against like Warrior. I don't know, if there's more Tempo Warriors, it might be a mistake to do that. It's bad against Control Warrior. I actually should rethink that. But yeah, this is all about curving out and not dropping mass 1-drops. Other than with the coin. Like, you do want to... With coin, it's definitely better to do 1-1, 2-3, but not like 1-1, 1-1, then like 2-1, for example, and then just be out of cards.
Let the pain speak to me.
Craze. It's not good here. I like this more. It seems unlikely he has Fire War Axe, and more likely he has like a whirlwind effect or something. Deal 1 damage to the Flame Imp seems a little bit more reasonable. I can actually Crazy Alchemist my Voidwalker and trade in, and then play Ritual on the left or on the right. That's an okay move. It's just if he's running Bloodhoof Brave. What's he running? I still don't know what I'm playing against. Acolyte World. It could be anything right now. It's probably reasonable. I need this board. I need this turn to be good for me. There's no other moves that are that great.
You love my new recipe. Almost out of time. As you command.
It's important to keep the tempo and be ahead on board. Especially with Argus in my hand. Tempo is worth more than anything. There's better targets for Crazy Alchemist though. I can deal 4 damage instead of 1. I guess I got 1 damage, but that 1 damage is a super big breakpoint. I can deal 4 in a Bloodhoof Brave. Interesting. He might have second brawl with how he played. Imp Gang plays around Ravaging Ghoul more. What did he brawl? He doesn't have Ravaging Ghoul. He would ghoul that board over brawl 100%. So I could Horse Rider him. Like Horse Rider's pretty sticky minion. It kind of like breaks the rule of playing like your slower minions then faster minions though. The main thing here is we're getting to the point where maybe 4 health doesn't matter so much if he's gonna drop stuff like Sylvanas and 5/5-ish minions. If he's dropping these minions, I guess the 4 health still matters. I'm gonna tap, because against War you actually want to tap a lot to get your POs.
Don't worry, loves. The cavalry's here. Giddy up!
Actually, I read that he has brawl number 2. Because his first brawl was so weak.
Get it out! Get it out!
There's definitely revenges, right? I guess as well. But I'm not in a revenge range. He'll probably really want to save revenge. Revenge is super important to get for 3. That's one of the ways you actually just lose. Like you can lose as Zood to getting revenged and then like shield block up.
Let the pain speak to me.
He might have a secondary. We're not sure. It just depends what kind of options he has. If he doesn't have any other options, he still has to revenge here because I can just burst him if he lives up that board. I have 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Definitely going to want to tap this turn and play these 2.
My shield for Argus!
I want to pump this in case of another revenge. Having another health on Imp Gang is really good. We need good top decks now. Max Media, thanks for subbing. Welcome to the Strifecro.
Greetings.
Automated Crowfist. Ten, 12, 13. So we did lose board control already, and we're not even peeling armor for Shield Slam. I feel like we've gotten to the point where it's face and not even trade here. Do we have any outs? Actually, we might. I'm not sure. It feels like we do. Just need POs and Soulfires. I have 10, 11, 12. He has... Wow, I'm really close.
Sever my wrath.
This is cheaper on mana. This is 6. 1, 2, 3, I have 6 mana. Power. Oh, we can't win anymore. There's no mana.
Buying or selling. Almost out of time. Well played.
If we coiled into something and then we tap for another one, if we get like a Soulfire and PO, otherwise if we yeah, with the Peddler I didn't have mana to Peddler and then play the one and then tap and then yeah, so